killing black people.
That's not true. And that's
Thirdly,
way too far of a step. Murder is against the law.
Yeah, but it's like when you kill black people and you're a cop. See, the problem in America and in state
What about the Dallas case where that cop was just charged
because there
with
was
murder?
video to show he was absolutely lying.
So you can't make these broad statements. It's just
because
simply not true.
often there's video, man, where we are killed by cops and nobody ever goes to jail. Ask Eric Garner's family that. Ask the family right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Brother Alton Sterling's family.
But your statement...
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome to the channel. This is JUC Unfiltered Commentaries, guys, and I want us to look at a video, one of the trending videos. I want us to look at a trending video in which a black person by the name Cornell, he challenges the white journalists, several of them with the fact or a truth that they do not want to hear, the truth that is no longer music to their ears, but is a fact and a reality and the truth of the matter. And just to mention is that he tells them, they're advocating that black people, the immigrants, should be relocating to their countries, but he is faced, or the blacks, the white journalists, they are faced with the reality and the truth that the white Americans, they are not indigenous inhabitants of America. And so, guys, let's watch these videos. Then at the end of them, I will come back with a deep analysis and chit chat about it. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Let's get back to the immigrants. I would say to the Hispanic and Mexican community, what you got to do now, hook up with the black community and unite in political power, because if Mexicans and black people unite in Texas, we can control the governor, we can control the lieutenant governor, and we can control politics in Texas, period. I'm saying to Latino brothers and sisters, don't fight them by yourself. If you hook up with black people and we unite, I'm telling you, we can run Texas and then pass laws to deal with those who hate us.
You're advocating activity, Cornell. These people are not here lawfully. They need to do what our ancestors did, what many Mexicans have done.
No, wait a minute.
Don't interrupt me.
Your ancestors came here illegally. Wasn't nothing legal about your ancestors. They came illegally, raped, they pillaged a whole race of people. This country, Texas, Arizona, California, belongs to the Mexicans.
Cornell, get back
it was stole from them.
You tell me to get back to the point.
They came here illegally.
You're not being fair to me here. You say stay on topic. I say, okay, we'll stay on topic. And then as soon as we start talking about immigration, you go back to the black issue. Let's stay on topic.
Your ancestors are the master illegal immigrants.
Give me the opportunity to respond in that, you know what, we're all Americans here. And if you are here legally, absolutely, then we need to come together and we need to pass good laws for enforcing the laws.
Well, perhaps the Native Americans should have passed ancestors. You know, many in this nation are asking, what should Black Lives Matter do? And in which direction should they go? The shooter in Dallas, Michael Johnson, is reported that he was angry with Black Lives Matter. And I understand why he probably felt that way, because he was of a real radical extreme mindset. And he's wondering why they are not at the same mindset that he is, and really should not be.
You're not forgiving this guy, are you?
That's not what I'm doing. But also what I am doing, I understand the conditions in America that produced a mindset like that. Injustice on a consistent basis breeds insanity, and that's what's happening in America with black people.
You know what's happening? You know what's happening, Cornell? There are black and white people that would like nothing more than for us to stay fighting, because they somehow achieve a bit more money or a bit more prosperity or a level that they like. But they've got to make sure that white people and black people or any race are fighting each other and they're all jazzed up over something. Those people succeed. And that ain't me. And I certainly hope it isn't you either, Cornell, although I'm not so sure.
This nation, Matt, is at a crossroads. If we want to prevent another Michael Johnson, and I sit here with you for 6 years, and I warned you right from this seat that a Michael Johnson would be produced in America if injustice and police killings were not held accountable, these cops. And I'm warning you right now, brother. I'm telling you can take it or let it alone, and you don't have to listen, and this audience doesn't have to listen. But if they don't change, the next move, terrorist organizations from outside of America are going to try to connect with black people who are angry, disgruntled, and frustrated, and use them as an inside sale to strike America. That's what's coming.
His first stop was to an organization like yours, and, you know, the new Black Panthers. He thought maybe that would be the place to go. Can you imagine that in this guy's mind he wants to go after people like me?
I put the brother out.
I know you did.
Because I had no choice but to do so for the safety and security of the other members because of the brother's rhetoric. But at the end of the day, I understand what has produced that kind of mindset in many young black men. Don't you dare think.
That's a dangerous
Don't
thing
you
for you to
listen to
say,
me.
Quanell.
Don't you
Come
dare
on, man.
think
Don't do that.
Michael Johnson was the only one thinking like that in America. He is not. There are other black people in America across this country who think just like that.
Let me tell you something, Quanell. There's all different races and breeds of people that unfortunately are thinking that way because there's a fire lit under them by individuals that are smiling from ear to ear, hoping something like that does happen. I'll tell you who wants to see it is Hillary Clinton.
Man, ask yourself the question: if black cops were in white neighborhoods executing young white boys like they do black men, and they were never held accountable, what would you white people do?
Let me tell you something.
You would go to war. You would go to war.
44% more police officers just now in 2016 have been killed trying to do their job than all of last year.
But Matt, we have been fighting police brutality really publicly since the 50s.
You don't shoot them. You don't shoot them,
Nothing has
Quanell.
changed.
You don't shoot them.
I agree with that. And they should not be killed or targeted. But Matt, that 1% that they say is bad among them, that 99% better get off their ass and tell the truth and get rid of the 1% that's doing these things.
Well, you do the same thing.
Matt,
Get
we have
off
been
of
trying.
your ass
Let me tell you
and do
something. If these racists on these police departments don't get off their ass and deal with the bad element, I'm telling you, there's going to be more Dallases in America.
Then you and I get together and we'll stand up and we'll help them get them off their ass. Let's do that.
I have no problem with that. But the chief and district attorneys got to be held accountable to hold everybody to the same standard when they commit a crime, cops and citizens.
Young 10-year-old, very intelligent-looking young lady, a black young lady at a Pearland school who will not stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in her classroom. She doesn't want to stand up because apparently she believes that black Americans need a lot more to be done in this country. She is not willing to support the black Americans that have fought and died for this country. You know what I believe, Quanell? And I know you supported her publicly, but you know what I think? I think at 10 years old, she has no real understanding of what America is. So I wonder if her parents have sat her down and explained what Americans have given their lives, white, black, red. It doesn't make any difference. They stood and they fought and they died for this country, and she doesn't want to do anything to honor them?
Matt, she comes from a family of military service members. Her father's a retired military service member also who served this nation well with great dignity. She also has additional family members who was in the armed forces.
Good.
Her mother's a very intelligent woman who has had long conversations as well as her father about her not standing for the flag. What white people need to understand...
Just white people?
Yes, please. Let me explain. What white people need to understand is that national anthem was written by Francis Scott Key, a slave owner.
Oh, here we go.
Who demonized and hated black slaves and black people. And that unwritten third, that unheard of and unspoken third verse, go research the third verse where he says, there's no refuge in this country for the hireling or the slave. Both should be turmoil to the grave.
How's her parents doing?
This is a man
Are they successful?
that promised turmoil for black people to the grave. Would you ask
her
Jewish children to
parents
say
are
a pledge
successful.
to a German anthem that disrespects Jewish people?
they're
No, you
living
would
in
not.
Germany,
No,
sure.
you would not.
Well, sure.
That disrespects Jewish people?
Then
No,
why,
you would not.
you certainly can kneel down. In America, you have the right to do that. But what will happen to her, how her friends will respond, how the school will view her, how Americans will view her is very negative. This is not what you want for your 10-year-old child.
And let me say to that young girl and others like that young girl, America looked at the same way at Rosa Parks when she refused to get up and give up her seat to a white man on the bus. But history vindicated her. History vindicated her. America demonized Harriet Tubman for freeing slaves from slavery, but history vindicated her. So I say to that young girl, you stand strong, stand up, and stand for what you believe in. And to all of those who are too coward to do it, don't get in that young girl's way. Others like her, support that young girl.
What would you like her to say to the men and women who have fought for this country like I ran into over the weekend, the black men and women who fought for this country, and some who gave their lives?
And ask the black men and women who served America in its military, like in the Independence War. We helped America get it, and we were still slaves afterwards. Ask those in Vietnam who gave their war on Vietnam battlefields, but then came back and was called niggas in their own country. We have fought in America's war, and we've never been given the justice and the due process of everybody else in this nation.
Then why don't you move to a different country? Why are you staying here if you don't like it?
Let me tell you why. Because the country belongs to Indians. You white folks stole it from them, raped and robbed their people. This not your country. You all came over here and stole it and beat the hell out of them. So that's not your country.
It was my country.
You all need to go home.
If you're
you
not
all need to go back where you came
if
from.
you don't like it, why don't you pack up and go?
Let the Indians decide who should pack up and go. And I guarantee the black folks will stay, and you all will be on the first damn boat leaving here. So don't try that, brother. You all didn't make America. This is not your country.
What you should do is sit down with someone who has fought for this country, Quanell. Get their opinion, too.
Tons of black people have, and what have we gotten from it?
So, brothers and sisters, you have seen that the white Americans, they don't want to be faced with the reality. They don't want to be faced with the truth. And once that is done, they get angry, they get agitated, they lose their tempers when they are confronted with the truth. And the truth, according to history, is that the United States, the earliest inhabitants were the Indians, and we know that we can see from the books that a lot of lands were acquired during the colonization period through violent conquest, broken treaties, and forced relocations. And by the late 1800s, through acts like the Indian Removal Act and the creation of the Indian reservations, most of the native tribes had lost nearly all their territories. And guys, this is the truth that this black man is coming to tell the white folks. You know, you are saying that the Hispanics, they are not legal inhabitants of the USA. And the man tells them the same case applies to your ancestors. They were not the original. They did not occupy the the land legally. And guys, that is a truth that none of them wants to hear. And the man now comes to say that if that should be the case, it is the Indians, it is the Native Americans, which are the Indians, that they have the right, they have the power to determine who will leave their country. And another truth that the white folks or the white journalists are angry when they hear it is that there can be a unity between the these minority races, the racially segregated communities that includes the blacks, the Hispanics, the Latinos, and they don't want to hear that they can have a unity. And because they know that when the blacks unite, when the black folks unite with the Hispanics and all other marginalized races, they can set up a system or a government that will take care of their interest. And that is one thing that the Latinos failed to do during the elections. They did not consider what a unity with the blacks could do, because they thought they were voting against the rights of the blacks, but they did not know that they are also included. They are also the marginalized, and the white folks, they do not want to hear of such kind of a unity, because this is a unity that they are saying that it can they can use that unity, they can use their it to have a political dominance and elect for them a system that will take care of their interests and their needs. And guys, let me know, what do you think about this? What do you envision about a unity that comprise of the Latinos, the Hispanics, and the black folks when it comes to having a system that takes care of their interest? So guys, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please don't forget to also give a thumbs up for this video. These are the kind of videos that you like, and hit the notification bell as well. See you in my next one.